Yo, 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 what's good, Karma Nation? It's your boy Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS, back once again with DFS Karma. Welcome to another episode of NBA DFS DraftKings Picks on Monday, November 29th, 2021, powered by DraftKings and DFS Karma. The point of the video is to give you guys a breakdown of the games, also the best plays from each team on the slate. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you do not miss out on any of our free media content or our live streams. Comment as well if you do like our content and have any questions. We try to get back to you guys as soon as possible, but we also take criticism and positive comments no matter what, and we just try to shape it out, become the best show we could possibly get it to. So make sure to like, make sure to subscribe if you can. Make sure you're also in our free chat room where we discuss things DFS 24/7. Of course, I've been on fire. FanDuel has been nice for the past couple of days. Just got back from Arizona, so I couldn't really play DK. But I mean, that's why you guys haven't even seen me here. But FanDuel has been pretty nice. My man Spike has it locked over in DK. He had a takedown, I think Friday, and he had a top, maybe almost a top 5 Saturday night. And these are the same cores that he plays out, so make sure to check that out. I think links are down in the description below for our pricing, but yeah, I mean, we're running high right now, so now's the time to hop in. Anyways, let's get to the slate. Orlando at Philly is the first game. We got Mo Bamba questionable, Terrence Ross questionable, Cole Anthony out, Markelle Fultz out, Michael Carter-Williams I think was about to come back, and then he got hit with like COVID protocols or something like that. Jonathan Isaac is out, but he does have an update. He's making great progress. So yes, Jonathan Isaac, I want to see you back soon. Etwan Moore is also out. So here on the Orlando side, they still haven't moved Wendell Carter Jr.'s price up a lot, but he is playing Joel Embiid. But I don't know, Joel Embiid got eaten up alive by Cat on I think Saturday or Friday, one of those days. I think it was Saturday. Got eaten up alive by Cat. Obviously, Wendell Carter isn't the same caliber type player, but Wendell has been rolling the past couple games. He's definitely worth a look here. It's going to be a tough matchup, of course. So I'm not too sure, and I'm pretty sure the spread's going to be huge. So we might see them even get blown out. But Philly hasn't been up to par as of late, so definitely like this game in GPPs as a stack. Jalen Suggs is a good price. Franz Wagner, his price has gone up a little bit, so I probably wouldn't target him here. But Cole Anthony being out, RJ Hampton, I mean, 21 minutes, not what we'd like to see, because I think Gary Harris came back and took a lot of that. So I do like Gary Harris at 3.5 as a punt play. Remember, you're gonna want to stack this game if you do believe it stays close, just because someone on the Philly side is going to make it close, and then multiple pieces on this Orlando side, since they're so short-handed, are going to make this game a stack for sure. On the Philly side, like I said, we got Joel Embiid playing now, which is nice to see. I think Shake Milton is questionable, and then Ben Simmons is out still. I think there was a small update that he was possible to play soon, or he was looking to play soon. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I got that from a bad source, but we'll see what happens with him. But he's going to be out as of now, I believe. And so, yeah, they're getting back to full strength. Andre Drummond's a full fade at 6'9". They're slowly reducing his price because Joel Embiid's back. Tobias Harris is pretty pricey at 7.8. Like I said, if you think this game stays close, you're going to want him. If not, then you want to fade, because these guys are kind of priced up. Besides Danny Green, who's 3.6, worth a punt. If Shake Milton's out, for sure, definitely helps the entire team with minutes. But yeah, that's all I'm really liking in this first game here. Next, we got Denver at Miami. We got Bones Highland questionable, Nikola Jokic questionable, which is going to be one of the biggest news of the slate. Michael Porter Jr. out, Jamal Murray out, PJ Dozier out. I think he had an ACL tear or something. It's very sad to see. So Nikola Jokic, like I said, one of the biggest news of this slate. He's been out the last couple games. He stopped working out with a wrist brace, I think, about 2 games ago. So I was expecting him to come back 2 games ago. Has not come back yet. So we're still looking to see if he plays here. It's going to be a tough matchup without him against Miami. I'm hoping he comes back to make all things full again, so we don't have to keep playing these Denver guys. So I guess if he does play, I would avoid these prices: 6.5, 7.1, 4.9 against a decent defensive team in Miami. But if he doesn't play, I think you can look at Jermichael Green or Jeff Green. And then Will Barton has been popular without him, but again, it's a tough matchup. I'm not sure if I'm going to go here unless I'm going to go to this side now, the Miami side. Unless Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero sit out, then I think this game is a pretty good game to maybe stack if Jokic is out. But it's going to be a low-scoring game here. But the usage from Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero is going to go to Bam, all to Lowry. Duncan Robinson is going to be popular if Tyler Hero and Jimmy Butler are out, because Duncan ends up shooting tons. So definitely watch the news on this game itself. It's the second game of the slate, so we probably will get that before lock, unless they become game time decisions, which is who knows when we get those. But this news is huge. Jimmy Butler, I think, man's the biggest usage on the team, so definitely going to want to look out for that. Next game, Charlotte at Chicago. On the Charlotte side, Mason Plumlee's out still, so PJ Washington has been a popular play the last couple of days with no Mason Plumlee. His price has basically caught up a little bit, and he's going to be going against Vucevic, which is a tough cover on defense. He could be getting into foul trouble here. So we might see some other centers play, like Nick Richards. He might play it a little bit tomorrow against the big body and Vooch. We'll see if PJ Washington gets full minutes against Vooch and see if he is able to guard him, because he got eaten alive by Christian Wood, which brings me to my next point, which is Vooch. I do love today at 8.3. Anyways, I'll get to that. The Chicago team was one of the best defenses prior to Vucevic's injury, and then right after they lost him, they kind of lost a sense of their identity, but they regained it, and then Vooch is back, so they're going to slowly work with him to get that chemistry back. And I don't know, I mean, Charlotte plays fast, so I do like the Chicago side, but I do see Charlotte maybe having a little bit of a tough time here. Their prices are up a bit. Miles Bridges 8K, Terry Rozier 7.1. I do like Gordon Hayward at 6.3. Kelly Oubre without Mason Plumlee has been money, 5.3K. I still like him there. And then PJ Washington, of course, like I said, 5.1. He's going to be a bit of a GPP play tonight, in my opinion. On the Chicago side, we got two players that are super high in salary. We have Javonte Green probable and Patrick Williams out, like he's out for the season. So Alex Caruso had, I think, one of his most season high. He had a season high in scoring with 22 or something like that. That's a lot of points coming from Caruso. But these two top guys are pretty pricey. Zach LaVine at 8.8, DeRozan at 8.7. I would only play one of the two. If you think that this game stays close and competitive, I would play one of the two here. And then I do like Vooch, like I said. Nikola Vucevic, sorry. Yeah, he's going to get back to his former self. He's been worked, I think, the couple games in. So he should be getting back to his normal conditioning as well. Charlotte gets eaten alive by centers. I love him tomorrow. And you'll probably see him unless some wacky stuff comes out in my course tomorrow. Next game, we got OKC at Houston. Kyrie Williams out on the OKC side. So Shea comes back from an injury. I think he came back last game. I think they put up a competitive game against Washington. I'm not too sure about that, but he came back last game. He looked pretty good. He almost got a triple double. I mean, not much to say here. This Houston team is not that great, but they've been winning the last couple of games against some decent teams too, like in Charlotte and I believe Minnesota. I'm just gonna check that, bro. Chicago. Good lord, that's even a tougher matchup. So this Houston team has been playing good as of late. They haven't been playing great defense, but their offense has been catching up ever since Jalen Green went down, which is interesting to note. So I do like this game to stack. I do like this OKC side for sure. Shea is 8K. I think he's pretty cheap. He has upside of like 45 to 50, so he's going to be nice tomorrow. Josh Giddey, his price is basically up there to where it should be, 6.5. I mean, I think he's a consistent guy that will get you 30, 35. But you're pushing it, I think, in the 35 cents. But of course, this is going to be a popular game, I think. It's going to be a fast-paced game. So definitely in play. Lou Dort has been putting up numbers and scoring. 5.4K, not bad for GPPs. And depending if Jerome Robinson Earl starts or not, he might be worth a play. He's been getting a good amount of minutes. And he's put up 30 plus fantasy points, DK points in that time frame. So Houston also not too great inside or outside really. So I do like him at 4.2K. Could be good value for tomorrow on a pretty big slate. Could be low owned as well. Houston side, we got John Wall out, who's looking to play soon. Keep a note on him if you're following Houston or I guess the NBA in the next couple of weeks. John Wall might come back. Jalen Green's going to still be out, so I do love Christian Wood still. The usage after Jalen Green went out is huge. Kevin Porter Jr. as well. His price has caught up, but I mean 6.8. He has triple-double potentials like now. I do like the price, 6.8. I do like that. Jayshawn Tate as well, 4.8K. Assuming he doesn't get into foul trouble, I think he smashes that number. He probably gets 25 plus here. Eric Gordon at 5.2. His price is caught up. So I'm not too sure if I'd look there yet. Especially because last game was like an OT game. And also Charlotte plays insanely fast. So compared to OKC. So it could be just because of that. I guess what's the word I'm looking for? It could be because of the way the game went, I guess. So we could see him surpass 30 again, but this whole Houston team has to click. And OKC has been semi-decent defensively. They're I think middle of the pack in pace. So I'm not too sure if this is going to be the game for it. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to use a ton of pieces from this game. But Garrison Matthews at 4K could be very great value. He started for Jalen Green, and he's a shooter. I think people who watch basketball know this. He's a shooter. He's going to get you mostly points, but he's like a pretty good shooter. So OKC might be the team to do it. Moving on, Indiana at Minnesota. On the Indiana side, we got TJ Warren still out. So everyone's basically healthy again. Sabonis is 8.4. Pretty cheap compared to what we've seen Sabonis do in the past. But his prior production in the last 5 games hasn't been too promising. So he's going to be basically priced well for this slate. Minnesota has been playing pretty well as well. I do like him in GPPs. Don't think he's going to be too high owned here if you wanted to go there. But Miles Turner, 6.1K. I think his upside is about the same as Sabonis's sometimes. It's kind of weird, especially this season. We haven't really seen this type of stuff where Miles Turner matches Sabonis. I guess at least one game a week, maybe. We haven't really seen that in the past years, but it's been happening this year, so that's something to note. Caris LeVert, 5.3K. I love that price for him. He hasn't been producing as much, but I do think he'll get back to his old ways. He just has to get back to his old playing time. I mean, 27, 34, 27, and I think this last game was a blowout, so he didn't reach his full allotment of minutes. He did score the ball very well, but 5.3K for him I think is pretty cheap. I do like him tomorrow for sure, and I'm not too sure if I go anywhere else besides maybe TJ McConnell, but that's a little bit of a stretch. On the Minnesota side, Patrick Beverley's out. We saw Taurean Prince start for him, and I do believe Jalen McDaniels went to the bench that last game. Yeah, so, I mean, this offense is mainly centered around the big three in Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell. D'Angelo Russell had himself a crazy game last game against Philly, who I guess he loves to play ever since his Laker days. He had a crazy game against Philly. I'll probably be off him here just because I know D'Lo. He doesn't really have 2 like crazy career games in a row. And Indiana is going to be tough, actually, a little bit. So But of course, Minnesota has been playing pretty well. I do like Anthony Edwards at 7.9K. I'm not sure if I'd go here on this 9-game slate though, just because I do think there are better pieces. But this is worth looking at GPPs because obviously, like I said, I want to go to other places, which means I want to be off of it. Perfect game to attack, always the ones that are low owned, and you can game stack them, especially for ones that are going to be competitive. Like this one, I do believe Minnesota is going to be good enough to compete with Indiana for sure. And Indiana hasn't been doing too well. I mean, they lost against the Lakers, and the Lakers are cheeks right now. So, yeah, I do like this game for sure. I like Minnesota side a little bit more than the Indiana side here. But of course, these guys are kind of priced up. Malik Beasley was also someone to note. He did play a good amount of minutes against Philly and Charlotte, but he hasn't been producing too much. The guy to look for is Taurean Prince at 3.2K. He started last game, played I think 30 plus minutes, of course in OT, but I mean if he's going to start and be that price, I think his upside's pretty much there. We've seen Taurean Prince in the past as well. Cleveland at Dallas is the next game on the slate. Chetty Osmond, I believe, is questionable, and then Dean Wade, I believe, is always doubtful. Dean Wade's doubtful. Lauri Markkanen's price has gone down, but of course Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen are there now. Evan Mobley just came back. Darius Garland is 7.7K, which is pretty fat. I'm not too sure if I'd go to him here, especially against a tough matchup in Dallas. But I do like Evan Mobley at 6.7K, Jarrett Allen at 7.5. Not too sure I'd go there. But Lauri Markkanen 5.6K, not too bad either, especially because he's going to be playing 30 plus minutes. Dean Wade's also doubtful, so that does help the forwards in this situation. But overall, it's going to be a tough matchup against Dallas, who plays slow. On the Dallas side, Jalen Brunson's questionable. If he's out, you're going to see people like Reggie Bullock and Trey Burke get a little bit more minutes. But I'm not too sure if I go to anyone here, to be honest. Everyone's priced the way they should be. It's going to be a slow matchup against Cleveland. Cleveland's been playing pretty well. The last couple of games as well. So I'm not too sure if I'd attack this slate. Washington at San Antonio is the next game. We have Thomas Bryant out, and Spencer Dinwiddie comes back from rest. I think Daniel Gafford had himself a game. He's been performing really well as of late. Of course, he's still a GPP play with the amount of minutes and run he gets relative to Montrezl Harrell. But I do believe it's a toss-up there. Whoever plays better definitely will get those minutes now. So it's tough to tell. San Antonio will need a big to match up with him because San Antonio runs Jacob Poeltl. So we could see more Gafford tomorrow than Harrell. And if that's the case, then I do like Daniel Gafford tomorrow at 4.7, who has upside of like 30 to 35, so that's something that I'm looking at there. Besides that, Bradley Beal 9.2, he's going to be a low and spend up. Not sure if I go there on the slate though. Kyle Kuzma 6.4, priced well. All these players are basically priced well. Yeah, so moving on. San Antonio side, Devin Vassell questionable, Doug McDermott questionable. So one thing I tried to do last slate the last slate with San Antonio on it was try to play Lonnie Walker as a pivot to Keldon Johnson. Was not the move. Probably not the move here either, but he's 3.6K if you want to take a look at him in GPPs. If Devin Vassell and Doug McDermott are out, of course. Because he was one of the main guys before Devin Vassell had a basically breakout type of season. Lonnie Walker was that guy. So, but if you're not about that, Keldon Johnson's still a good play. But Washington is, I believe, top 10 defensively now. Maybe even top 5, but top 10. Actually, let me check. Top 10. Wow, they're out of the top 10. They're 11th now. They were top 5 for a little bit, but I think the most recent games have been bringing them down. So they're 11th in defensive rating. DeJounte Murray has been having this crazy season. I think might win most improved. He's been having a nuts season if he keeps this up. I'm not too sure if I'd play him here. The game will be a little bit slow, but he is worth a pay up almost every night now. He's been putting up 50 plus fantasy points like it's nothing. He's done it consecutively. The only time I think he has trouble reaching that number is if he gets into foul trouble or if he doesn't score enough and if he keeps missing his shots. So definitely something to note. I do like Jacob Porter at 5.7. I do think his upside is pretty up there. He's had some pretty good games at the beginning of the season before he got ill or hurt or something like that. So Poeltl, good upside at 5.7. Moving on, Portland at Utah. On the Portland side, Norman Powell will be out, which is a little bit of a blow to Portland. You're going to see more players get the ball, more players shoot because Powell is mainly a scorer. We might see Robert Covington shoot a little more, but I've played Covington props while Powell was out, and Covington doesn't really do too much. I'm not sure what it is. Don't know why. So I'd look at like a Larry Nance instead. But I'm not too sure about this game. It's going to be tough against Utah. Portland has been playing okay. Nurkic was going off the last couple of games, but he is going to be facing a tough matchup against Rudy Gobert. I do believe I've seen him go off against Gobert a couple of times in the past, but he doesn't look like he's that type of guy anymore with the amount of minutes he's getting. He just looks unconditioned out there sometimes. He does look like he's like breathing pretty heavily, and it's going to be tough against Rudy Gobert, especially now with Rudy like playing the way he is. So I don't really have a grasp, I guess, on this game right now. I do like the Utah side a little bit, but if this game blows out, that would suck. On the Utah side, Royce O'Neal's questionable. If he misses the game, it gives a bump up to Joe Ingles, who I think started. Rudy Gay also gets a bump in minutes. Bogdanovich did pretty well last game as well. So those are the players I'm kind of looking at with Royce O'Neal being out. I do think all three of those benefit because Royce plays usually 30 plus minutes a game. So that's got to go somewhere, right? Joe Ingles is the one that started for him. And then Rudy Gay did play a good amount of minutes at low percentage at least last game too. So he's going to be more popular this slate, but I do like him as a value play. Last game, Pelicans at the Clippers. Zion Williamson is out. He continues to be out. Clippers are, I think, the second in defense, so it's going to be tough for these dudes tomorrow. But with the way the NBA is going, I don't know. Dude, let me explain real quick. Lakers and Sacramento Kings went to triple overtime after the Kings brought it back, I think, 2 times. Triple overtime, right? And then they lose to 30 to the Memphis Grizzlies without Ja Morant. I mean, I know the Lakers are cheeks, but bro, I don't understand that. Okay, anyways, Pelicans at Clippers, tough defense. Not too sure if I'd go here. Devontae Graham, 4.8K, super cheap, super cheap. I do like that price. If this game stays close, I do believe a Devontae Graham, Josh Hart stack is something to note here. And then I think Jonas Valanciunas against this Clipper big, which is Zubac. I mean, I do believe Jonas might eat this young man alive. But this game has to stay close, and it's going to be tough. But Clippers on a back-to-back here. Kawhi Leonard out, of course. Nick Batum is out still, and Jason Preston's out. Pelicans, one of the worst in the NBA right now, but they have been looking not that bad. They took Utah to a really close game. They hit a game winner, but after that, lost by 30. So it's tough to gauge this Pelican team right now. If you do believe the game stays close, like I mentioned on the Pelican side, you're going to want, I think, at least one piece here. Marcus Morris looked pretty good against Golden State, I think, last night. I believe, yeah, 34 minutes, 20-some fantasy points. If he's going to be playing that many minutes, I definitely want him. I think his upside's around the 25 to 30 area here, especially against the Pelican team who's struggling on defense. Besides that, it's going to be tough to reach any of these other pieces with their price. Paul George at 10.2, low-owned stud. Again, you want this game to stay close. Besides that, not looking at too much here, so that's going to basically wrap up this NBA DFS DraftKings Picks video for Monday, November 29th. Again, if you liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the DFS Karma YouTube channel for more daily media content and our live streams. I appreciate you guys all for watching. Hope you guys have a good start of the week. And as always, it's been your boy, Tristan, aka Sriracha DFS. Good luck in your contests and have yourselves a good one. I'm out.